Hello there, and welcome back to the Tiny Home Gym. Got a quick episode tonight, and I'm going to go over some modifications that I've made to this Titan wall-mounted plate and utility rack. Not really sure, I don't remember what they call these. I bought this a couple of years ago. So the stock unit is a single pole here with these two wings up at the top that have got a couple of spots where theoretically you could put barbells, but my ceiling's too low, so I can't hang barbells on them. So I hang, wrist straps and chain and band and all that stuff. This is rated for, I don't remember off the top of my head, something like 350, 400 pounds, something like that. And this has been serving me pretty well for about 2 years. And I wanted to make some modifications to it today because what I am getting ready to do is order a whole bunch of deep dish plates from Rogue. And as of now, up until now, I've only had really bumpers. I've had about 3 pairs of bumpers and then 1 pair of like some old junky Chinese 45s, and then a couple other just sets of plates that I picked up used. But I want to get one full nice set of Rogue plates that all match, and then I want to keep my bumpers. Well, this is a small gym, so I don't have room to put the bumpers in some other location. I need the bumpers and the full iron set to all go onto this wall rack, and that would have overloaded this. So the way that this attaches to the wall in stock form is you have a lag bolt here, a lag bolt here, a lag bolt up here, and then 2 in either side. And those are supposed to go into studs as well. They're 16 inches, at least for the inner ones. So like this one here is 16 inches inside, or 16 inches apart from that one. This one is not another 16 inches, so this outer one does not go into a stud. It just has to go into the drywall with an anchor or whatever you end up doing. So what I was really concerned about with that is that almost all the load on this, the other thing too that you can't see is that the bolt here, this wing attached with this V is sort of they overlap, and the centerpiece kind of goes up and over. So it's providing some support up there, but it's not spreading the load of these lower sections so much. And these are where all the really heavy plates are going to go. So I wanted to be able to distribute the weight across 3 studs instead of just 1 stud, because you're not worried about the unit failing. You're not worried about like the pegs breaking off or the metal shearing or something. That would be ridiculous. And you're not worried about the bolts shearing either, but you're worried about the stud behind it failing or the lag bolts pulling out. And so I don't know what a single stud is rated to hold, but I didn't want to test it. I wanted to spread it on 3. So I went to my local Menards and I picked up 4, because I have 2 of these. I picked up 4 lengths of 3/8 thick by 2 inch wide by 36 inch long hot rolled steel bar, just in the weldable where you would buy angle iron in the store. So these are flat bar stock, not bar stock, but just flat, 3/8 thick metal. And all I did was, you don't even have to cut them because they're 36. So if you need 16 inch this way and 16 inch this way to get to the other stud, you can just use them as is. And I just put them in the drill press and drilled 3 holes, 3/8 inch holes to use 3/8 inch lag bolts. And then I just put them over top these 2 of the supports that go in the unit normally. So now we've spread the load onto 3 studs. And I did one a little better than that. I also wanted to see if I could get some of the support on the ground, because I didn't want it all to be on the wall. And I had seen some other plate post deals that had a foot. And I thought that was a really good idea, but all the ones you see sit way off of the wall. And I don't want that because I don't have the room back here to have it really sit off the wall. So what I did is, while I was at Menards, I picked up some 3/8 inch thick angle iron, and I cut a V notch in the top of this section of angle iron with my angle grinder, and then I just took some extra steel that I had laying around and I welded a little foot on here. If you don't have a welder, you could figure out some other way to make a little foot for it, you know, with wood or something else, but this is what I had, so I made an ugly little weld with my MIG. And so now this piece sits on the floor and wedges up underneath the very back of this post. So that is really good and rock solid there. You kind of almost have to wedge it in there, especially if you get it lined up correctly, like I didn't. So very, very solid. And now we're going to kind of test it out. Now I've already I'm cheating a little bit. I already kind of did this. All the plates I have are on the other one at the moment, so I could show you all of this. But we're going to load this thing down really heavy, and I'll show you that we have indeed succeeded at upping the weight limit on this unit. So, I guess before I start putting plates on here, I'll talk about what other things are already up here. So there are 4 10s, 4 10s, 3 5s, and 3 2.5s. So that's 40, 50, 60, 62.5, or 65. 25 pounds of chain hanging here, so that's another, that makes 90 pounds. Let's just call it an even 100, you know, for all the crap that's hanging. There's probably 10 pounds worth of collars and bands and straps and stuff. So 100 pounds on there right now. Ugh. Here's our first 45. Puppy dog. Second 45. Third 45. Fourth 45. Fifth 45. Sixth 45. Seventh 45. Eighth 45. So we're up to 8 45s plus 100 pounds of crap. Here's a 35. And another 35. And a 25. And another 25. So, I know this isn't something you can see, but I can feel with my finger that there's no gap opening up behind this unit, between the unit and the wall, anywhere. We're still holding tight, nothing's creaking or making weird noises. It's all pretty rock steady. Now, I don't know about loading this thing up with, like three tiers of 45s or putting hundos on there or something like that. But let's kind of calculate this out for a minute. So at the moment, we have 8 times 45, so that's 360, plus the 100 pounds of crap is 460, plus 2 35s is 530, plus another 50 pounds for the 25s is 580. So at the moment, this unit is holding 580 pounds. Actually, we can go up a little more. I've got a couple more 25s right here. So that's 605. $630. Nothing. Like it's nothing. Oh, like it's nothing. All right. So, to me, that's pretty darn impressive. 630 pounds on one wall mount. And that's more than I'm going to need to put on one at any given time. I'm not going to leave it this heavily loaded, I don't think. And for the most part, my plan is to have probably 4 45s in iron down here, and then 3 45s of bumpers and a 25 of bumper, then like 2 iron 25s and all this change plate stuff. So I'm not going to have it up at 630 all the time, but it's pretty sweet knowing I can do it. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is that, so if we travel over here, so I've done the same thing on this side, right? Except that because this, I've mounted this one so close to this wall, this actually does not have a stud. So I've drilled in here and found nothing but drywall, and I've, this is the first stud away from this corner. So this unit is not as well supported as the other one. I didn't try loading it to 630, but I had, for the last couple hours, it's had almost all the plates on it. It was probably in the high 5s or something like that, probably 590 on it. But anyway, I just thought this might be helpful to some people. It's a really efficient way to store a whole bunch of weight on the wall and very compactly. This is not a, these units sit almost flush to the wall. And so they don't take up a whole lot of space. They've got, 1-inch pins, which I really like because it makes it easy to get them on and off. But I'm not usually a Titan guy, but this is one of those things that they make that I actually think is better than basically everybody else's. So hope that helps.